He's flying! Yes! There's history!
Now in front, the crowd roaring, go, Lonro, go, but the 3-year-old in front, Delsayo, Lonro, he's coming, he's going to get there, yes, Lonro won it! Proud by my Whisper won the last.
Welcome, punters, to another episode of the Whispers Racing Podcast. Goodwood Stakes Day, Doomben Cup, and bloody off-peak racing in Flemington. I'm always joined by Matty. How are you, Matty?
Going well, Worm. How are you, mate?
Yeah, going super. The last 10 minutes has been an absolute mare, deleting all my notes. So this is going to be a really good podcast, but we'll find plenty of winners. How's the week been?
Week's been good. Recovered from last weekend, getting nosed out with both tips. So, yeah, we'll stack up and go again.
I know that there were some sick beats with Quantico, and the other one slips my mind.
Forces, yeah.
Yep, but you have to give credit where credit's due. Finding that at double figures, mate. It was I know it was a sick beat, but $4 on Thursday we got, so we got to take the little wins.
You do, yes. We did tip it for the place.
Yep.
And I did back it for the place, but also backed it outright. I may have put the two together at around $60. And anyway, look, Quantico was very disappointing. I think that'll start exceptionally short next time round. I was telling you before. And as the race got closer, I was talking to a few people. I was at my niece's birthday party, and I just talked myself into being a lot more confident and decided to go again and again. So, no, that's what you do. And you live, you learn, and you go again.
Yeah, mate. It's. I think it was just one of those weekends you've been held up for runs or been nabbed on the line, and then my best bet of the day goes round and thought he was in a sprint race for the first 1,200 meters. Some people say it was a good ride. I don't think it was, because he just burned his candle too early. Did well to hold on to second. Yeah. Luna Flare into the Melbourne Cup. Great win.
I'll ask you this. Even if it was the perfect ride on White Marlin, would it have beat Luna Flare?
It's a good question. I don't think so, but I think the margin is within 1.5 lengths.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But yeah, it was good. Luna Flare. Look, he was humming in the spring going into a Melbourne Cup, so he brought that along. So at least, look, I know we lost, and I'm still shitty at the ride, but good to see Luna Flare bring what it did. And I'd like to see White Marlin in a Caulfield Cup. 2,400 meters, Caulfield on pace. I don't know. That's just my quick thought.
It'll be interesting to see where they take it. Obviously got Group 1s in mind, so going to need to win a few races to get there.
Yeah, so I hand over the baton again, which is quite normal for me.
You don't want to hold on to it for this week?
No, I'm quite happy to just stand at fine leg, mate, and yell abuse from the cheap seats.
All right, mate. Well, let's see if we can go on another run.
Yeah, no dramas. We're going to preview Doomben Race 1 with Matty. I'm going to preview Flemington Race 6 off the cuff, so that'll be interesting. And bets around the grounds, multi, which we got 3 out of 4. That was me. That let us down. And Pineapple of the Week. Talking points, Matty. Let's see what your thoughts here. Been an interesting week for Racing Victoria. Now, they've made some bold calls. One of the bold calls, and it's only a rumour at the moment, but it will become fact. Racing Victoria will move to a 10-race card on a Saturday. Your thoughts on that?
Racing Victoria will.
Yep.
So every Saturday we'll have 10.
Yep.
Is that in response to their company up north?
Yes, and it drives more turnover, which I totally understand that. And, I agree with that.
Does that also mean that we get a midway and a highway?
That's the burning question. How are they going to put in another 52 races They can't
Well, I
just
guess
pluck them out of nowhere.
No, my point being each Saturday up in Sydney, there are 2 races that I don't look at it on the card.
I think we go that way.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
It might be just like benchmark. It could be a benchmark 64 race, which I don't mind. Like, it's great if the lower participants, and I mean that with all due respect, get a crack in the city.
Yep.
But my biggest concern is 9-race card with 40-minute breaks. It's a long day out there. So now you're going to add another 40 minutes. I'd like to see, and it's just my preference, move to 30-minute gaps on a Saturday. Just cuts it down. Attendance are low, cost of living's up. So why not try and make it a little bit shorter? And people might come because it's only 300 minutes at the races, if that makes sense.
Definitely a full day. Not a lot of people are going out there for a couple of races.
Yeah, if you're a sicko like me, it'll go for 10 races, yeah. But it's just a long, draining day. And, yeah, I'd just like to see the gaps shortened if they do it. And somehow, that extra race for, I don't know what they're going to do, but clearly they'll follow.
Make sure you put that in the subtitle for this show, that you've broken a story.
Oh, it's there, but it's been talked about, but it's been rumoured. No one's been running with it.
Oh, we did hear that the Worm called it fact.
Yeah, it will be fact. It's a bit like, let's go back to December, mate. Did I tip an Adelaide Derby winner?
Did you back it?
No. But if someone did, someone hit me up and messaged me and said, mate, thank you for that tip back in December. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? And I went through the tapes. I mentioned it I think it was January, actually, to be truthful.
I remember.
Dunkeld to win the Adelaide Derby. So thank you for reaching out. You know who you are, but it's quite sickening when you don't have a cent on it. So, yeah, just coop them in the black book and you'll be winning. Second one, Matty, rumoured $10 million to be cut from Victorian prize money. Now, they've openly said that the country scene won't be touched. The maidens won't be touched.
Yep.
So where are they cutting 10 mil from?
Saturday races?
Yep. And I think it's going to be, my favourite race of the year, the All-Star Mile, is going to be one of them.
Okay.
I think it's roughly worth $5 million, that race. Yep. So I reckon they might cut it back to 2.
Yep.
And believe it or not, they spend $2 million in marketing for the All-Star Mile.
It does get marketed a long way out, yeah.
Yep. So they're going to cut the marketing right back. So I'd like to see it cut right back, get it back to 500,000, give it to the race club that has it for that year. Let them market it how they want to and how they want to spend it. 2 million, yeah, let's cut. So if you cut 5 down to 2, 2 down to $500,000, that's $4.5 million. That's almost halfway.
I'll put it to you another way. Rather than marketing races, why don't they market horses?
100%, or spend money on buying bringing horses down.
Not even that. Well, if they do that, then they can obviously advertise. But when you get record numbers at crowds, it's when you get your Winxes, your Black Caviars, and Colby Divas. It's when you get these legends of the track. People want to go and see them. Now, these horses, supposedly once in a generation, we must have lived through a couple of generations. However, if they can get a horse, even like White Marlin, why weren't they talking that up last weekend?
Yep, 100%.
All I mean is, I think rather than putting the money towards prize money, if they're going to be wanting that back, and reducing the marketing out of the All-Star Mile, just have a look at other avenues and have a look at how people are actually attracted to go into the races.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Racing Victoria have woken up going, well, wagering's down. We're going to have to do something before it gets too late, while Sydney put prize money up again on their big races. So they haven't woken up. That's just my opinion. Matty Welsh has gone from .com to GM of Racing Vic, and he's had to make these tough calls. I know people aren't going to like him, but I think he's going to put racing in a better space in the long run than what PVL might do in the long run to Sydney.
Yeah, and that's what it needs to be. It needs to be sustainable.
Yep. Last but not least, Pakenham Cup finally gets a date. It's going to move to Thursday night, grand final week. So, yes, turnover's big on night racing, so I can see why they went there. Now, my biggest worry is the attendance, and I'm a big advocate of attendance. And what are they going to do to get people to the races moving forward now? Is this a smart move? Because grand final week, we have the Friday as a public holiday. People will go away the Thursday night. So normally Pakenham Cup is rocking, packed full of people. I'm worried they don't even get near that crowd.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yep.
I don't mind it. Obviously, people having a public holiday the next day.
Yep.
I can see where they're going.
Yeah, and it's what would you call it? It's fresh air. They're going to get use out of it. And I get that and 100% like it. I'm just looking at an attendance point of view. I just worry they won't get anyone there. Because they'll either have a barbecue Saturday or go out Friday night. NRL on the Sunday, I think it is.
It is this year. I think it's back to back.
Yeah, so, and it might be at the MCG, I think. Yeah. Watch this space. Yeah.
The NRL grand final.
Yep.
At the MCG.
At the MCG. Watch this space.
A day after the AFL grand final.
I reckon it might be a week after.
Okay, I thought it was back to back this year.
Yeah, but keep an eye on it.
No,
but yeah, if it just, I don't mind it. I get it. It's fresh air, and that's what they keep saying, fresh air. But I'm just worried the attendance might be down.
Okay.
But in the end, we're all still going to punt on it. That's the main thing.
And I think that's probably the key thing is that's Thursday night. I think people will have a bit of free time and Channel 78 may be on.
Yeah, it will be on. All right, we'll move on. Track stats here. Rail out 5 metres at Flemington. Now, normally when the rail's true, lanes 4 to 7 are the place to be. So now it's out to 5 metres. I think this day could play quite leaderish, depending on the weather. If there's no rain, there is predicted rain, 1 to 5 mils, 70% chance for Friday, Saturday. If that comes, inside will be off. But if it doesn't, I reckon we're going to be looking for horses up on speed close to that rail. So keep an eye on the weather. Saturday morning, look for the track reports and we will watch and act. Trial trackers this week. This is going to be a doozy. So I'm working off the cuff here, punters. So bear with me. If I make a few mistakes, don't at me. It could be a good laugh for next week's show. So we're going to Adelaide, race 7, number 14, Queens of the Green. Now, this has been dual accepted for Flemington as well, but I have word it's going to Adelaide. So that's race 7, number 14. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the clip up. It is in the white colours, so keep an eye on this horse. Finishes second to Santelmo's Flyer. Hits the line hard, as you'll be seeing on the YouTube. And fourth was Miss Jennifer. So nice, I think, an okay field. So we could easily tie into some form with that. What I liked was his first jump out her first jump out. Really impressive. Now, I think this horse has some serious talent. And if it brings that to Saturday, I think $23 is absolutely ludicrous. And we can get involved 1 by 3. That is Adelaide, race 7, number 14, Queens of the Green. All right, Doomben, race 1, Matty, you want to kick things off?
Yeah, mate, we'll kick things off in the first. So, look, interesting field here. And looking at the speed map, very scattergun. Now, I think you'll find that a few will go forward in Argyle Lane and Saucy Horsey. Fantastic name, Saucy Horsey. A few will be capturing some cover in Canasta. And one thing I did notice, Worm, I think you'll be finding a fair few drop back within this 1600 metre race. So I think you'll actually be finding a fair few at the tail of this field. But there's a few that I do want to go through if you've got the odds there for us.
Yep, I do, mate. So favourite is Rioso. We'll go with that. $3.40. Argyle Lane, $5. One Rari Falls, $6.50. Man Behind the Money, $7. A Driver Deal, $10. Saucy Horsey, $11. And you can have 13 plus the rest.
Fantastic. Mate, look, those top two horses, Risu and also Werribee Falls, I can see how they're going to be backed. Are the winning chances? Yes, they are. We could get a bit of the JMac tax on Russo. And realistically, I don't really see how it can be around that 350 mark. I'd probably say that the field should be paying around sixes. So just take that into your thought process. But the two that I wanted to discuss, first one being Argyle Lane. Now, as I said, Argyle Lane is going to be going forward, paying around that $5-6 mark at the moment. Now, it'll either be leading with Saucy Horsey on its outside, or Saucy Horsey may go forward and Argyle Lane will have to sit behind it. Look, I liked its last few runs where it's held on, hasn't always won when it has been leading. Now, when this tip does come with some hesitation, because it's the first time out to 1600 metres. So could it be the first horse beat? It absolutely could. But we do need to trust that the trainer has got it set for this 1600 metre race. If it can run out the 1600 metres, it is every chance of winning this race. It'll be leading with 200 metres to go. It's whether it can hold on that last 200 metres. So I'm trusting that the trainer will be able to get it out to the 1600 metres. And I've got Argyle Lane on top. One at odds though, Bold Pedro. Now, Bold Pedro, from barrier number 1, it's going to get a really nice sit because, as I said, a fair few horses are going to drop back. And it's going to be sitting a lot closer than what it usually does. It'll still be around that midfield, but I think slightly better than. And we'll need some luck on the corner getting out. If it does get out, and predicting it will, because a lot of horses coming from the back, so I'm expecting there to be a little bit of space. It's putting some really flashy runs in similar type fields. So I'm expecting a really quick last 400 metres. And for whatever reason, if Argyle Lane doesn't run it out, Bold Pedro will be coming hard. So I've got Argyle Lane on top, and Bold Pedro, I'll be having something small on that. How did you see this one?
Yeah, mate, I'm with you with Argyle Lane, but I'll start with Man Behind the Money. Your thoughts on that horse?
Yeah, look, shorter than what I thought it would be within this race. Similar profiles to Rosso and also Werribee Falls. And again, I find it hard tipping people into either of those two horses. Are they winning chances? Yes. So, Man Behind the Money, do you need to take it into consideration? I think you do. But for me, it's going to be one of the ones right at the back of the field. And going to need to get a very nice run to be winning this race.
Yeah, I think you can forgive first up on a heavy track. Maybe it didn't like it. It's maybe chasing a good track, which probably doesn't get that on Saturday. It's probably going to be a soft 7 at Doomben. But yeah, it is paid $17. It's a European, bought for here. Always keep them on side because they can just explode at any time.
No, absolutely. And look, as you mentioned, the 29th of April did run 5th, but the SP, $17, not much support for it either.
Correct. Argyle Lane, the one you like, and I don't mind now looking at it. One little feature that I found, 31st of December was their big slot race up at Toowoomba, and this horse SP'd $3.10 against Yellow Brick, and we know what it's gone on to do in January and a couple of weeks ago. So to SP $3, I know it was 1,200 meters, and as you said, 1,200 up to 16 is not ideal, and we're going to be leading. Let's see if we can hold on, and yeah, at $5, I think it's worth a chance, worth a bet to find out. If it was $2, I'd be saying, nah, we'd just let that go. But $5, it'd probably get a better price because unknown jockey, unknown trainer. So maybe just wait, and I reckon it might drift.
Yeah, mate, we'll definitely be right at that last 200 just to make sure it finds a line.
Yeah, it could be interesting. It'd be a good watch to snap a GoPro to you after last weekend and see how you ride this one. But good preview. PGA Championship, Matty, are you going to have a bet in it? Sorry to get you off the cuff here.
Oh, gee, no, I haven't had too much of a look at the field. So I'll get your thoughts first. Let's have a quick squiz.
I reckon you'd be all over Johnny Rahm. You love him to bits. So,
well, he has paid well for me previously. What's he paying?
I think his favourite $8.
Okay.
So yeah, I've had a good bet this round, and I'm with Adam Scott. Funny enough, I'm on him at 67s for the win, $15 for top 5, $7.50 for top 10, and $4 for top 20. So I'm chips in Adam Scott. I just think his last 2 rounds, 8th and 5th, he's been peppering around that top of the leaderboard for the weekends. Now, if you go back to the Masters, he wasn't peppering around. He was at 30th, 40th, 50th, and that took a toll at the Masters, and that was a bit of a shit show with all the weather as well. But he's got good form going into this, and I don't mind seeing that 4 round. I like players that play 4 rounds now, not this 3-round stuff. So, yeah, I think it's 67s. It's a good bet. If I'm stuck to one bet, I'm going top 10 at $7.50. And I've always got to have something on Tony Finau because I'm that far in the hole with him. I can't get out, and I've got to keep backing him to get out of it at some point. Matty.
Rather than Johnny Rahm, I think I'd prefer to be with Scotty Scheffler in this. I prefer his short game. I think Johnny Rahm was exceptionally well suited towards the Masters.
Yep.
I did see that we got that little insight that the greens are quite small. So you need to be very, very accurate with your short game. And I think Scotty is one of the best going around at the moment. So in terms of my top pick, I think I'd have Scotty ahead of John Rahm, both around that $10 mark at the moment.
I'm probably going to play Scotty Scheffler after round 1 because the reports are weather's no good in the morning and he's playing in the morning. And if he gets away with a nice score, he might be pretty hard to beat. But if he's around the mark after round 1, he could be, a good price to be getting involved.
Tell you what, you definitely get some value these days in the golf, don't you? With the 2 tours going around.
Oh, 100%. It's so good. I don't reckon we'd be getting anywhere near these prices if Liv was around.
I agree.
All right, race 6. Oh, no, sorry. We'll go with subscribe to our YouTube, please, guys. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe on YouTube or any podcast platform. Please rate us on Spotify. We'd like to get our rating up and reach more audience. And, yeah, we appreciate everyone that watches each and every week. If you're every couple of weeks you watch, we do appreciate you watching because we do this for the love of it. No, it's all free. We don't have any paywalls. As I said, we do it for the love of it. If you want to join our community, it's all done via WhatsApp, all free. I'll put my email down the bottom. So if you want to be part of our community, you can get involved via WhatsApp and you can DM one of us on our socials if you want to get involved too, or even just like one of the guys does. He emails me most weeks and talks me through his bets. And we have a nice little chat each Friday, which I don't mind because it gets me through the day. Please subscribe to our YouTube or any podcast platform. We should be having a podcast very shortly about the NBA Finals. I know I've been promising other ones, but I'm just restricted with time. And Nick is a very high man in demand, so his price is very, very unaffordable at the moment. So, Nick, lower your price and we can get you for the NBA Finals. Race 6, I will preview. It is a benchmark 84 over the 1800 meters, as I'm just trying to load it up, and bear with me. This is how well it goes when you delete your notes. So yeah, speed map. I reckon there's a lot of pace in this race, especially from the outside. You got your Blue Soldier from 13, Daytona Bay from 9, Independent Road from 11, Milton Park from 7, even a Bold Bourbon from 5. I think they're going to be a bit of a fight up front to get there and find some spots. I've got Blue Soldier possibly leading with Daytona Bay, but Independent Road is interesting here because they can either sit 3 wide, no cover in no man's land, and you don't want to be doing that, or they push the button and roll forward. Now, Daniel Stackhouse on board. Yeah, that's the very interesting part here. Now, Bold Bourbon, he probably gets a better run than he did last start. From 5, he's going to be probably a bit more positive. Yendel was positive 7 days ago or 6 days ago in the Cassidy Cup, and he sticks on board, so that's a big sign. Convener, barrier 14, could be 3 wide, 3 wide with cover. That's probably best. I think they go back here. I think they're going to back their judgment here on the horse and go back and swing wide. El Tivo gets a gun run from 4. And as you can see on the speed map, you can see the others. So it's going to be tricky. The first 200 meters is going to be quite interesting to watch to see who lands on pace, who's going to be stuck 3 wide, no cover, because you're probably going to win races in the first 200 and you're going to lose races in the first 200. In saying all that, I'm going to be with El Tivo here on the 7-day backup. I really like horses on the 7-day backup. And last start, I was questioning why it was SPing $1.80. And I think we found out why. It was an enormous. It's that 9th in running. Its 200-meter splits coming home were enormous off just a gentle tempo, but you still have to do it. And I think it was just utterly impressive. 50 meters ago, found the line. And yeah, won by 1.5. 4th out of that race was Blue Cup. Now, I know he beat it by 4 lengths, and you're saying, how can you use this as a form line? But remember, Blue Cup was running against High Emotion. He's a shocker who should have almost won a Mornington Cup. High Emotion ran 3rd in a Melbourne Cup, and Vow and Declare, it was just been a consistent prep. So they were running in the big spring races. Now, if El Tivo beat it by 4 lengths, yes, it was first up. That's pretty good. I think this horse is going to be up for bigger and better things. I think they win this and tip him straight out, and he's going to be in some big, big races, this El Tivo. Of the others, now, Convener, massive win at Mornington. Sat near last, went around him along the side, kicked clear to win by 2 lengths. Only good horses can do that at Mornington, and it did. Out of that race was Mystery Island, who failed at Warrnambool, won on Wednesday. So form lines are tying in quite nicely there. And yeah, I just think this is a nice horse. My biggest concern here is barrier 14. Where do they sit? Blake Shin? He could roll forward here. It would not surprise me. He's a very positive jockey, so it scares me a little, but I think they'll just go back. They'll bite their bullet, trust their judgment like they did at Mornington, and just try and round them up with 100 to go. Back from 2,000 meters back to 1,800. Not ideal, and I think this horse might be screaming for 2,400 meters very, very shortly. Independent Road scares me absolute bejesus out of me. Massive summer prep it had. It was really consistent against Ain't No Deal Done, who had form around Right You Are. So you can tie some form lines there. If that brings that to you, it can definitely win. Now, Warrnambool was on the heavy. Massive, massive win. SP 750. Interesting here. The second horse came out and won the Warrnambool Cup a couple of days later in Rolls. And third was Aspen Colorado, who I backed on Sunday. Just got too far back, hit the line hard. So there's winning good form and winning form in that race. And Bold Bourbon, the last one I want to go through, he has been, what a prep. I'd love to own him in this prep. 3 from 3. Huge on Warrnambool Cup day to win by Warrnambool Cup Carnival. 1 by 5 on the heavy 10. Absolutely loved it. 1 by 5 at Terang off the let up. So loves the heavy. And then went to Cassidy Cup on Sunday, sat 3 wide, no cover, and still put them away at around 1.5 lengths on a soft 5. So from barrier 5, I think he gets a nice soft run at $15. I think he can be something you can have a 1 by 3 play. But in the end, I think El Tivo is the one we want to be with, and it's the one I want to be with, especially $2. I know it's a bit sticky, this price, but he ticks every box. Good map, 7-day backup, jockey sticks, and all I keep hearing is good things about this horse. So race 6, number 11, El Tivo. Matty.
Very nice. Daytona Bay.
Yep.
Any form lines we should be following?
Yeah, look, he I think it's a he. Yep, it is 4-year-old gelding. Look, I think he finds the lead. So that's going to be the biggest tick for this horse. $16. I'll never talk anyone out of a bet unless I'm laying the bejesus out of it, and I'm not going to with this one. The question is 5.5 lengths off Globe. Now, last week we spoke about Globe. We don't know where that horse's ceiling is or where it's going to be at. So if it comes out and wins on Saturday, then 5.5 behind Globe. That means Globe is genuine, a group horse in the making on this prep. So if you rate Globe, you've got to rate Daytona Bay. Now, it's just hard. 5.5 lengths. It's just. But then if you go back through his other runs, 2.5 behind Not Option, Cardinal Gem, who's probably favourite up in Brisbane on the weekend, Pinstripe, he's a bloody good horse. Then he's finished 2 lengths off Scalapini, Munamek. So going off in Feb, yep, you can back it at 16s. I just don't know about this Globe form.
Yep, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Wouldn't be surprised if it starts a little bit shorter. I'm sure a lot of people will make the connections between Globe and also Daytona Bay. Plus, also, you mentioned a few other decent horses that are running up in Brisbane, like Scalapini, that is going to be in the market within that race. So, obviously, very different races. But, yeah, I can definitely see how you've landed on El Tivo here.
Yeah, definitely won't talk anyone out of having a bet, that's for sure. But El Tivo for me. Around the grounds, Matty, where are you taking us?
Well, mate, we'll go to Sydney. Look, it's an interesting race mate up there, but what race was it? Just need to double check this one. You know, it is number 4. Race number 4. Look, I was almost going to preview this race because I was quite interested in this horse, and there was 2 horses I was interested in. Chalet Lead. I was interested to see how it stacked up against this field. And overall, it's a very, very even field. But Worm, the one I landed on was number 1, We Will Rock. Across from New Zealand, this is going to be its first start. Now, I'll just take you back to January 2022, where this horse in a Group 3 ran 3rd. Imperatriz. And also Sword of State. 2 very good horses. Since then, has been running very consistent. Winner last start. And tell you what, this isn't a very deep field. So I expect it to sit close within the first 4 and get a very, very good run here. So around that $5-6 mark, I will be on We Will Rock. Worm, that's it for me for Around the Grounds. Just the one.
Rightio, short and sharp. Not bad, not bad. I'm just like last week, I'm gonna go everywhere, anywhere, every day of the week here. So we're gonna kick things off Friday night. If you're lucky to listen on a Friday, you're gonna get some gems here. So race 8, we're going with Day Query, number 5. Really like this first up win here at Ballarat. Sat midfield, was a little bit unlucky, but once he let down, wowee, was this a good, impressive win. Won by 2.5 lengths. Now, the second horse, Rolled Hard Hat, absolutely pissed in last Wednesday at Sandown. So form's tying in nicely. Look, 1,600 stays at, not ideal, but I just think he's got an absolute edge on these. I think they would have had this horse firing first up. So clear fitness still there. Yeah, just got to bring that win. I know Cranbourne's going to could play leaderish, but it's out 7 metres, and that's your best chance to run on. Not massively run on, but if you sit no worse than midfield, you're going to get your chance to win. At $2.30, I think this is a good bet to be having on the last at Cranbourne, race 8, number 5, De Query. Then we'll go to Saturday, Morfordville, race 7. I'm going to have a bet in them big, what is it? Is it race 7? No, race 8. I've absolutely stuffed it. The Goodwood Group 1, the Tab. Goodwood. Let me say that again. Tab. Lofty Strike. I'm going to be with it. I just love this horse's form. Beat Uncommon Janes. Then second to Uncommon Janes in the Oakley Plate. 1 length off In Secret in the Newmarket. Yes, went to the TJ, didn't like the heavy. I'm happy with that. Has had a jump out since, and I think he hasn't lost anything out of it, hasn't trained off. Lofty Strike, going to sit midfield at worst and round them up. If the track's playing even, I'm happy to be on and see Julius Sandu win a Group 1. Be a great story for this camp. But yeah, I can't, looking at the field, I just don't know who has that sort of form in Group 1's sprint races. And I think 1,200 metres will suit this horse more. Then we'll go to Doomben, race 7, the Doomben Cup. Zaki, $1.85.
You're going short. You're going this short.
No, I'm not going this short. I'm going to lay it. I do not like this price. I am one of Zaki's biggest fans. I've got a hat of Zaki, and I'd love to have a photo of him too. But this is why I can't get involved. $1.85. Now, hear me out. Let's go back to autumn, where they pulled the pin early on its jump outs or trials because they didn't like him. Now, he only had 1 jump out, and it wasn't much better. Yes, finished second in the all-age beaten Giga Kick, 1,400 metres. Great second. Yep. Then went to the Hollandale, Sunshine Coast, sat second, $1.60. I thought he could have put him away a bit better. Now, he might have been because he was second up, but I just think he is a 10-year-old now. He's not getting any better. He's on the way down, and they clearly identified that when they were talking in its jump outs. So barrier 11, J-Mac's going to have to roll forward. He might have to do some work from there. So 2,000 metres, a strong 2,000, he's suspect at. A soft 2,000 probably gets it, but at $1.85, I cannot be having any money on it, and I'm happy to take him on. Who wins? I think a Tissue's a good price to get involved. It ran a massive figure at 2,000 last time. Kovalika's got big ambitions in their 3-year-old season in the derbies. Banker's Choice can run big numbers at 2,000 metres. And Duas is first up. So, yeah, $1.85, not for me. If it was $3, we're probably talking and having a bet. But at $1.85, it's a no from me. And
wow.
to round, yeah, it is a big wow. I'm probably going to get egg on my face and he wins by 7, but yeah, it's just a price related for me, and he's getting older as we speak. And round things out, Sandown on Sunday, we're going to go to the jumps. Race 2, we're going to go with number 1, Flying Agent. I was with this horse at Warrnambool. I think the jockey got the tactic completely wrong when the race was on, and he only went down by 1.75 to Britannicus, who's up 2 kilos. So I just think the jockey's going to get this more right than wrong. You don't have to think too much at Sandown. They're going to go uphill along the side. Jockey doesn't have to think too much. Just let him stride nicely. Don't do any work up the hill. Once you hit the top of the hill, just come steaming downhill. Take off. Off you go. $2.90 as Matt leaves after he doesn't like Zaki being played. I just think $2.90 is good. I'm not going to talk you out of Britannicus, but it's up 2 kilos. One I'm happy to take on and lay here is Valak. It's $5.50. I don't think he runs 3,900. I don't think he can run 3,200. So at $5.50 over 3,900 uphill jumps racing, it's a no from me. Matty, what are you chucking in?
One that we've mentioned, We Will Rock, as I mentioned, third behind Sort of State and also Imperatriz is very good form for me. So We Will Rock in race number 4 for the place, around about that 240, 250 mark. And we'll be throwing in the girlfriend as well, Spacewalk. We're back for the place. Now, this is a race in 3. Golden Boom, I think it'll probably win. Lady Lagana, good chance as well. But J Mackey.
Nope. All right, I'll keep going. Matty's just ducked out. So he is We Will Rock You, the place, Spacewalk, the place. I'm going to throw in Melbourne to beat Port Adelaide at $1.63. I think that is massive price. I think they're too good, Melbourne. Port Adelaide don't have any scoring options to beat them. And I'm going to throw in Lofty Strike the place. So that's Melbourne to beat Port Adelaide, Lofty Strike the place. We Will Rock You the place and Spacewalk the place. It's around $11. So to get involved there, that's a nice little price. And we know how it will end. If we landed the multi last week, Matty, I would be absolutely spraying you. And if I wasn't the one that let the team down last week, I'd be absolutely spraying you. So I got to hold back and just go, no, you have the floor. I'll let you have Spacewalk in, but we will be having words next Thursday live on air if this costs us.
I can guarantee you, if it doesn't run top 3, we are officially over.
I've warned you once about this horse. I've warned you twice about this horse. But that's all right. So it's a place. So second or third, that'll do. Pineapple of the week, Matty. Where are we going?
Mate, we are going up north, not to Sydney, but up to Doomben. Race 3. Now, this is a 2-year-old fillies race for the Pineapple.
Righty.
This horse is a maiden.
Right.
Set the same?
Yeah, sell it to me.
Okay. Now, we're not going for the horse that's won 5 out of 6, Russian Alliance. And we're not going for a bounding who was a nose away from it last start. Look, this is a really good 2-year-old fillies race. But there's a horse in here that I'm very excited about. Now, this horse ran second only to Militarize back in February in its maiden. We're looking at number 12, Queen of Dragons. Around that $5, $6 mark at the moment. I backed Militarize in this race back in February, and I was super impressed with its run. And I think they've placed it extremely well here. It has the class to be winning this race. And at that $5, $6 mark, I'm quite confident to be making this the Pineapple for the week. And yes, Worm, it is a maiden.
Don't mind it, mate. $3 SP'd against Militarized. So, yeah, mate. Win or place?
We are definitely going to win.
Beautiful. $7 into $5. So that's good. And something I like to do with 2-year-olds, if they've had more than 3 starts, is take them on. So that top one, the favourite here, Russian Alliance, I'm keen to take it on. And yeah, I'm happy to be with you, mate. Good spotting. Is a 2-year-old a first for us as a pineapple?
You may have gone there, but it's definitely a first for me.
I've definitely gone there because I know the horse.
Yes, usually stay well clear of the 2-year-olds, but this one I'm very excited by. I think the Stone's a fair one.
Yep, beautiful. Ryan Maloney on, no slouch. So, yep, beautiful. So that's Doomben Race 3, number 12, Queen of the Dragons, around $5. That might be the biggest odds for the pineapple. If this lobs.
Yeah, I reckon I had one about $8 over in WA, which went no well.
Yes,
so
yes.
This might be the biggest winning pineapple we've had.
Jeez, and it's early as well. It's 12:53. Jeez, it could really set up Saturday. And
I wonder if the community will be even up and about by then. They will be. They will be now.
Yeah, they will be. Yep, is they get a special little, different little YouTube being part of the community. So they will definitely be asked. They'll be like dogs at feeding time. Wow, wow, wow. Where are those tips? But good work, Matty. Look forward to reviewing all that next week for more beautiful off-peak racing. Any last words?
No, mate, we'll leave it there. That's it from me.
Beautiful. Please subscribe to our channels, YouTube, podcast, any podcast platform. Rate us on Spotify. You know the drill, guys. Please, we'd like to reach more of an audience as we already have. And thank you for everyone that watches each and every week. We really appreciate it. And we'll sign out with our man.
I'm not a good person, but it just goes to show that good things do happen to bad people. So anyone out there who's up against the wall, fucking stick to it. Every cent you got, your rent, your electricity bill, if you're going to buy your missus a ring, don't fucking do it. Keep punting. Keep fucking punting.
Where the hell are they?